All right, here we go. We are live right here on the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, thank you so much for making today's 49ers Report a part of your day. On the show this afternoon, bringing you the latest Niners news, offseason buzz, mock draft, trade rumors, all that and a whole lot more. And, of course, we're hanging out with the faithful family as well. Speaking of the faithful family, John Wallace, before we went live with the $5 donation, he said, "What up, Niners faithful and the Chat Sports family? Let's go." LFG to everybody watching, we are ready to have a day. We're locked and loaded with the phenomenal show on the docket for today's San Francisco 49ers Report. And you know, I appreciate all of you, right? And I hope that you're all having a good day. So how are you doing today? G for good, B for bad, O for just okay. I hope everybody types that G. But if you're in the B or O category, and hopefully you don't have BO, then we hope that the 49ers Report can bring light to your Tuesday afternoon. Gamer Dude, he's doing good. Richard Deere, great. Bryant Coart is sick. Hopefully you're feeling better soon there, Bryant. That was me last week. Had to work from home for a couple of days. I'm still coughing up phlegm. I feel bad for Trizzy Trace because during our mic check, sometimes I'll just have to honk a loogie. Jonathan Lloyd, he's good. Black Mask, A for awesome. Mario, O for okay. Hopefully we can turn all of the G's for goods to great, the B's to great, and the O's to great as well. John Wallace, Bryant, get well, brother. Steven, what up, brother? What up, Steven? Jonathan Lamont, catching the show from Alaska. Meeting my new niece, bro, from Jonathan Lamont. That's fantastic. Congratulations to you. That's one place I'd like to visit. Maybe a cruise in and around Alaska when it's not too cold. I think that would be a vibe. Bryant said, John, thanks, bro. Can we get somebody for Kinlaw from Timothy Johnson? We are going to talk about Javon Kinlaw a little bit later. We are also going to talk about Mac Jones being shopped by the New England Patriots. Could Trey Lance get traded to Foxborough? Speaking of that, do you want the Niners to trade Trey Lance? T for trade Trey or K for keep Trey? Let me know down in the comment section. We'll start to give you some shout outs here. Dante Tobin said, yo, I'm great. That's phenomenal. And a lot of people are saying keep. Gamer Dude, keep him. Richard Deere, keep him. Wet Noodle, what up, brother? Saying keep him. Steven, keep him. Edville, keep him. Jonathan Lamont, can we not draft a running back in the third round of the draft? My mock draft's coming up. I did take a running back, not in the third round. Beast Mode, trade him. Jonathan, keep. Richard, keep. Eugene, trade him. John Wallace, keep him. He deserves to show what he's got. I agree. Devon A-Chain from Gamer Dude. I want him. Really, really solid player. We talked about him on last week's mock draft. Bryant with the $10 super chat. What's up, my Niner fan? Now, he's not feeling well today. Everybody type BC in the chat right now. By the way, Bryant, John Aiello, the recipients of our custom jerseys. Once I get back from Key West, hopefully we're going to be able to get some of those jerseys and show them on the show. But man, shipping is just so delayed right now. It's absolutely crazy. It took so long for us to get our 80,000 subscriber Jerry Rice jersey, which I'm going to unveil here in just a second. So we have $15 in super chats right now. And what's crazy is that a couple of shows under the Chat Sports umbrella, they went off yesterday. Giants now set a new channel record for themselves with $3,200 in super chats. They didn't even do a single segment on the show. They just chopped it up with everybody. It was crazy. $3,200. Can we do that? I don't know. We'll see. I kind of want to talk Niners football, but we can do that and make some super chats. The Cowboys report was competing with Giants now. They made $750, and now we're checking in at $15. How can we do and how can we fare today against some of the other rival teams here at Chat Sports? The 49ers and Giants have had some historic playoff games. The 49ers and Cowboys have had some historic playoff games. So it's only right Now we got to put our nuts on the table here. And the faithful shows up and shows out. And once I am back from Key West, I am leaving on Friday. Then I have my sister's engagement party the following weekend. The week after that, we're going to celebrate 80,000 subscribers. And our Jerry Rice jersey finally came. It took a couple of weeks, but the Jerry Rice jersey is here. It's the old school throwback jersey with the black print around the numbers. So when I get back from Key West, we're going to be celebrating 80,000 subscribers with the Jerry Rice 80 jersey. And I'll say this too. If we get to $500 in Super Chats, I'll put it on. And maybe we'll do a segment with the Jerry Rice jersey on too. We have 4 segments to get to today, so plenty of time to get there. So if you're ready to start the show, let's bring in producer Trizzy Trace. He's ready to rock. I'm ready to rock. There's the 50. We're up to 65, just like that. John Aiello. John. We have Maximo back in the house. Aiello, you are the man. So now we're up to $65 in Super Chats. So we're catching up to Giants now. We're catching up to the Cowboys report. We'll update those figures before we get started. You absolutely love to see it. I've been doing great, Maximo. Hopefully you've been doing great as well. So continue to get that comment section going. If you're ready to start the show, hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Right now, 122 people watching live. That number only going to continue to grow. So it should be very, very easy for us to get to 50 likes in the next 30 seconds or so. So if you're ready to get going, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. And in the meantime, let's take a look at those updated figures if you didn't do that while I was looking down at my screen. So Giants now yesterday. $3,200 in Super Chats. My boy Marshall was going in. Cowboys report with Tom Downey, $750. And we're just getting started. We've only been live here for a couple of minutes. We're up to $65. So that's how things are stacking up.
These numbers are great for these channels. But I know for a fact at the Niner game, we're beating the Cowboys report without fail.
Yeah.
Like, that's just definitely happening.
Oh, I would love to take down the Cowboys.
We got to
take
down the Cowboys. Giants, let's make it happen. But Cowboys, come on.
K-Kang Pay 86. What up, Chase? What up, Trizzy? What's good, brother?
What's
Maximo,
good?
Can I tell you something? You can always tell us whatever you want. 42 likes. Can we get to 50 before we get things kicked off here? 4 segments to get to, so plenty to discuss. Martin Drummond. Niner gang. Let's pull this Aaron Rodgers trade off. I did see that. We'll talk about it. Maximo, kiss my girlfriend twice for a first kiss. So you did the first kiss and the second kiss. Maximo. Good job by you, homie. 3 likes away from 50, then we'll start the show. If you want us to get popping, let's go. Now we're 2 likes away. Mac McFarland hitting that thumbs up. Gamer dude saying Maximo. We need 2 more people. Now 1 more person to get us to 50. And then, of course, we want to continue to grow from there. Herb Zoverland, Coverland, what up, bro? Shout out from Bend, Oregon. Shout out to you, Herb. K-Kang Pay saying, no, Rodgers trade going down. He's locking it down with the Jets. But why hasn't it happened yet? Could the 49ers enter those sweepstakes? Stay tuned. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Steven, how do you do a super chat? So, for those of you who have never sent in a super chat, we actually have special graphics for first-time super chatters. All you have to do, right below the comment section, there's a rectangle box with a $sign that goes through it. You hit that. You send in whatever donation you want. That's how you send in a super chat. So there you go. 424 Jose is also in the house.
If it's more than like $3 or $4, you can also include a message in there and like ask us a question.
Exactly.
Give us a take about the Niners. Just say what's up, whatever.
Can you do the show live when the Niners play the Cowboys this season? Oh, we'll be doing a watch party for it. You already know we're going to be doing a watch party. Yeah. All right, so to kick things off here, Mac Jones is on the trade block. Could San Francisco be interested? Why? They were interested in him leading up to the 2021 NFL Draft. That's our first segment today. 40 likes away from 100 likes, so continue to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Tree, wait, how? I'm trying to send 1,000. So it only lets you send 500. That's the max amount that you can send. 500 is the max amount that you can send. You can Venmo me, though, at Chase_Senior. I have a Venmo. And if you send us a $500 Venmo, we'll get you a custom jersey, a custom Niners jersey, and instead of Jerry Rice, whatever name you want, that can go on the back. Whatever number you want, that goes on it as well.
Tree, he says, I only spend $1,000 at a time. Then shoot him a Venmo, my guy.
Shoot me a Venmo.
Hey, talk that talk. You're going to talk that talk. Let's walk that walk, my man. Let's do it. Let's party.
That's a big baller right there. Damn, I spend $1,000 at a time. Back it up. If you talk the talk, you got to walk the walk and walk the walk to talk the talk. Friar Gowdy's back. What it do, Chase? What up, playa? All right. Let's talk Mac Jones. Let's talk Trey Lance to kick things off here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. If you need to do the intro roll there, you can there, Trizzy. We have a lot to discuss. The first of 4 segments coming up your way live on the show. $65 in Super Chats. We're competing with other channels here at Chat Sports. Can the faithful show up and show out? And we're 37 likes away from 100. The official show starts right now. What's up, faithful? Welcome in. You're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Chase Senior here with you. Hope all of you out there having a fantastic Tuesday. What we're talking about on today's show, according to Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, Bill Belichick has been shopping Mac Jones this offseason. And we know that this is an organization for the Niners that's been infatuated with Mac Jones in the past. There are a lot of issues here between New England, Mac Jones, and that's a big reason why Jones could be dealt. According to a couple of reports out there, Belichick shopping him, but also there's a clashing of heads between Mac Jones, this coaching staff, Mac Jones and Bill Belichick. It's getting pretty interesting here. And my overall take on all of this from a macro perspective is that Mac Jones, for me, if you're thinking about trading for him because of the uncertainty with Brock Purdy, the lack of development and inexperience of Trey Lance, and you think that Mac Jones can be your guy, I actually disagree. And I wouldn't trade for him because for me, Mac Jones does not scream special. He has a ceiling. He's like Jimmy Garoppolo. You know what you're going to get from him, and you can tap into some of that talent and try to maximize him as a player. There's only so far that you can go, and there's only so far that he can take you because he is what he is at this point, whereas a guy like Trey Lance, who they drafted in 2021, has some untapped potential with a limitless base in terms of his talent. Now, before we continue to dive into this, make sure you subscribe to us here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. We just surpassed 80,000 subscribers, and because of that, when I get back from Key West, we're going to be celebrating with a number 80 Jerry Rice jersey. When it comes to offseason, free agency, draft coverage, we've been crushing. We're the largest independently run Niners channel on YouTube. If you want daily shows on the Niners, make sure you lock us in and subscribe. Now, the San Francisco 49ers do have a lot of ties to Mac Jones here. Kyle Shanahan admitted that the Niners were deciding between Mac Jones and Trey Lance heading into the 2021 NFL Draft. And according to reports, San Francisco did not want to draft Jones because of public pressure, and that's why they didn't pull the trigger on him, which is pretty interesting for a couple of reasons. Now, the buzz at that time from talking heads and reporters, guys like Peter King, was that Shanahan coveted Mac Jones's accuracy, especially with what he was able to display at Alabama. And here's what Shanahan said for himself recently on the 2021 draft and their type of approach heading into draft night. We did the trade so early to move up that it made me feel good about it. I knew before we did it how I felt about the quarterbacks and how good we would be to take them at 12. There were 2 that I really, really wanted. Mac Jones as well as Trey Lance. Those were the 2 guys that we were locked in on from the beginning. So that's the head coach of this football team who has a lot of sway and a lot of power within this organization saying himself. that San Francisco is interested in taking Mac Jones, and that's why we're talking about it here. As for those issues that do exist that I did preview a little bit earlier, there's tension between Belichick and Jones over the disaster that was the 2022 offense, a disastrous season in which Matt Patricia was basically the de facto offensive coordinator. The reported destinations from Pro Football Talk doesn't include right now the San Francisco 49ers. It includes the Las Vegas Raiders, the Josh McDaniels ties. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they signed Baker Mayfield to be their starter. The Houston Texans with DeMeco Ryans still don't have a quarterback. They could draft one though. And the Washington Commanders, who, according to accounts, they're going to go with Sam Howell as their starting quarterback, which I'm not fully buying just yet. As for what Mac has been able to do so far in his career, there was a huge regression from his rookie campaign in 2021 to his sophomore campaign in 2022. I'll get to why I think that happened in just a second. During his rookie season, Mac Jones completed 67.5% of his passes. That's really solid. For 3,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, 13 picks, and a QBR of 50.9. Then he took a step back here in 2022. 65.2 completion percentage, less than 3,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a QBR paltry 36.1. And you could tell that all throughout last year in that campaign, Mac Jones grew very, very frustrated with the situation in Foxborough. Now, let me say this. What was Mac Jones's regression due to? And let me pose that question. Think about it, right? Was it him not being a great player? I think that he can be a solid Jimmy Garoppolo middle-tier quarterback in this league, as I discussed a little bit earlier. Or was it because of the awful coaching decision and the hiring of Bill Belichick to bring in Matt Patricia, a defensive mind and former defensive coordinator, to be their OC, combined with the fact that the New England Patriots, their number one wideout was Jacoby Myers, and they really didn't have a great complementary cast. So with that, our poll question for today's show, and we see the $50 Super Chats coming in here on our live show, would you trade for Mac Jones? T for trade, M for Mac is mid, meaning that he is really just average. That's what the kids are saying on the block these days. Let us know. Now, the draft is coming up in a couple of weeks, and if you want to get swagged up and swagged out and rock some Niners gear during this draft season, 49ers draft hats now available. Couple different styles. There's the dad hat style to my right with the bent brim. There's also the flat brim style. How do you get them? It's very simple. Just use that link down below at the bottom of your screen, which is also in the comment section and in the description of this video. It's chatsports.com/49ers draft hats. I have to say, these hats are really nice. Some of them in previous years haven't been all that great. Let's pivot this question and let's pivot this conversation to this. Would Bill Belichick want Trey Lance? And could you trade away Trey Lance for Mac Jones? Salary is very similar, considering when they were drafted, both in the first round of the 2021 draft. What would the Patriots do at quarterback if they did trade away Mac Jones? And could they find a trade partner if they dealt him to San Francisco? If the Niners were very worried about Brock Purdy's elbow, as well as Trey Lance and Sam Darnold, that they make this deal, which I do think is highly unlikely. But we're talking about it because we like to have these fun conversations. Do they think Bailey Zappi is him? Last year, I thought that Zappi showed some things in limited playing time, completed nearly 71% of his passes, 781 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. There's rumors out there that some players in the locker room preferred Zappi to Mac Jones. He comes out of Western Kentucky. I thought he threw with accuracy, and I thought he threw with anticipation. But like Mac Jones with Bailey Zappi, there's a ceiling on what he can do. With Trey Lance, if he goes to a quality offense, a good coaching staff, he stays healthy and just gets some playing time, maybe he has no ceiling. Maybe his potential is limitless. It's obviously hard to tell because of his lack of experience so far. 4 games started in his NFL career. He's completed sub 55% for 797 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks, 235 rushing yards with 1 touchdown. But this is why another team, maybe New England, could be appealed by the idea of trading for Trey Area. Still only 22 years old. Turns 23 in May. Great size, good athleticism. I actually like his pocket feel. I thought that when the pocket crashed around him, did a good job of sensing where defenders were, buying time within the pocket, having that good pocket mobility, stepping up to make a throw, and then he thought about running it. Still has untapped potential. I like his size, 6'4", 225. He's kind of that modern prototype of what you look for in a quarterback in today's NFL. Unfortunately for him, lack of experience, some his doing, others not. He's been injured. Also at North Dakota State, there was the COVID year. He could not control that. So 21 combined starts in 2019 because he only got to start that one game his final year because of COVID. Those rules at the time, absolute lunacy. Needs to iron out his accuracy issues. That's the thing with Trey. Consistent accuracy. That's what Shanahan's looking for. That's what he needs to get better at. So let's round out with this here. Pick a quarterback. Who would you rather have as your franchise guy, your QB1? Is it Lance type TL? Is it Mac type MJ? Sound off in the comment section. All right, John Aiello and Bryant with a couple of $50 super chats during that segment. San Francisco. Steven, first time super chatter. Steven. My man. See, there's the custom graphic right there. First super chat to help Let's Go Niners. Let's go Niners. Bryant Cohart with the $50 super chat. Gonna lay down. Thanks for the well wishes, my Niner family. We hope that Bryant feels a little bit better. There's a crazy bug going through our Chat Sports office, but for a lot of people out there as well. So we hope that Bryant is okay. John Aiello! Two $50 super chats from John. John, one of our 49ers Report OGs, and another first time super chatter, Maximo, and look who's back. Words of Wisdom is back in the building. Words. Man, that's awesome. And here's an updated tally of where we are.
Run it up, Niner gang.
It's a competition here at Chat Sports. New York Giants now setting a channel record yesterday. $3,200 with their live show. The Cowboys report was $750, and here we are. Faithful, where you at? Show up, show out. This also adds to my Key West fund because I'm leaving on Friday. Yeah. $172. Trying to eat good, drink good as well, and if I can do it with the faithful, thanks to the faithful. What up?
I was about to say, this goes to the tab, right? Yes. Like it has to, right?
Goes to the tab.
Come on.
Oh man, that's good.
If we get enough, will you bring me back a T-shirt? Niner gang.
Yes.
I want a T-shirt.
I brought him a
West.
Super Bowl shirt.
He did.
Maybe a Key West shirt.
It's fresh.
K-Kang Pay. That money came from Trump's hush money funds. Yeah, he was indicted yesterday?
Indicted or something,
day before? Yeah. Politics, man. I dealt with a lot of politicians during my time.
John Aiello.
Well, it's funny because John Aiello is from northeastern Pennsylvania. That's where I used to work. And during my time there, I worked for a local news station and dealt with a lot of politicians, and a lot of them were pretty corny. You know who's not corny? John.
I mean, kind of selfish of John to interrupt you in the middle of a story like that. That's so rude of him.
Hey, but it's funny because he's from NEPA, and I was talking about NEPA. John with the 100. All right, if we get to 500, we're at 271. I said that I would put on the Jerry Rice jersey for a segment, all right? And on top of that, as we're 229 away, I will also do a beer bong at 500. Ooh. So that is the new development. Jerry Rice and a beer bong once we get to 500. How about it?
Could I add to that?
Yes.
We got a Debo jersey here, don't we?
Yes.
I'll throw the Debo jersey on.
Trace will put on the Debo jersey.
Let's go. Let's have some fun.
Let's go.
Let's have some fun.
That felt good to do a super chat for the first time from Maximo. Maximo, I know what you're saying because sometimes when my coworkers are live, I'll send in a super chat and I'm like, when is he going to read it?
Oh, yeah.
When are they going to see it? I get really excited by it. So Maximo,
fun.
first time super chatter, we appreciate that. All right, coming up next, as we take another look at our updated super chat battle. Giants now, Cowboys report, 49ers report. We're duking it out here at Chat Sports. You think about the rivalry games in the playoffs that the Niners have had with the Giants as well as the Cowboys. That's why we're making this a competition here. Words of wisdom.
Words.
$2 super chat. That gets us 27 away from 300. He said, I'm back, baby. Best show on the tube. We missed you. Words.
Words.
Cosmo saying, what's up, Chase? Cosmo. We appreciate you, bro. So coming up next on the show, I'm excited for this. Our first full mock draft during this draft season. We did an ESPN mock draft, but now I'm making the picks on this mock draft. If you want to send in a super chat, we'll of course answer those as well. Hashtag 49ers, another opportunity to let your voices be heard. But right now, full 7-round San Francisco 49ers mock draft.
Oh my God! John.
Let's go! All right, after this segment, that's when I'll do the beer bong. And then we have 3 more segments total, okay? So for one of the segments, I will wear the Jerry Rice jersey since John got us past $500 in Super Chat.
Wow.
Johnny!
Wow.
I'm also on Venmo, at Chase_Senior. If anybody wants to send in a Venmo there.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yellow going in.
It's absolutely bonkers in this mug.
I'm looking at the Venmo here.
Uh-oh, Maximo's back.
Maximo's
back, baby. He's so back.
Also, shout out to Rogelio Garcia. We appreciate you as well. Maximo! That's our guy right there.
I mean,
the young bull. He said he had his first kiss the other day. Words of wisdom.
Chase, I don't think we're getting your mom.
As DJ Khaled said, another one. Here's words. We're up to 508. Just came back from Vegas, ran into Ray Dork fan. I like what you did there. He didn't even know they signed porn star Jimmy. What? How do you not know that you got a quarterback? That's crazy.
It's because Ray Dork fans aren't real. They don't care about their team.
Unbelievable.
Oh! It's getting crazy. Steven. Woo! All right, it's gotten wild.
Steve Cass, we are promoting the Venmo.
It's gotten wild.
So we are. Wow, fantastic stuff, man. You love to see it. Steven Jules Welton.
Bang!
528. All right.
It's getting wild.
It's great to see some of the new super chatters here, too, that we talked about a little bit earlier. Then we have some OGs returning, too. This is phenomenal, man.
We also, I was going to say, we got the OGs, we got the new guys. This is just, vibes are immaculate.
Maximo said, I should do one last super. You can if you want. And if it's $5, then you actually get to write something. How about that?
Yeah, that Maximo. If you put $5, you can ask a question, give us a take about the Niners. Just say, hey, Chase, cool shirt. Something like that.
Exactly.
Something like that.
See, here's the thing, too. I just want to beat the Cowboys report. That's really
that's
it.
The Cowboys.
I mean, I hate the Cowboys more than any team in the National Football League, honestly.
Facts.
Michael
Maximo!
Maximo!
It's getting crazy, Chase.
Michael Yukon. Say it, know it, Raiders. Uh-oh, is he a Raiders fan?
Oh, he's a Raiders fan.
Oh, do we have Raiders fans
They're
in
up
the
there.
chat?
John Borelli, the Raiders fans
Borelli's here.
attacking the chat.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. They're going to take over.
They're going to take over the chat.
They're going to take over.
Spam 49 in the chat.
Get the 49s in the chat. Get it in the chat.
Get it in the
Oh,
chat.
no. It's Shambles City out here. The Raiders are taking over.
Get those 49s in the chat. Get them in the chat.
Hi,
All
John.
right, we're up
Hi,
to
John Borelli.
5:38 now, and now we take a look at where we stand here. If we can update that real quick. Giants now yesterday, 3,200. Cowboys report 750. And now 539 on the 49ers report.
Mitch, get out of the stream.
Raider fans, get out of here. Type those 49s.
No. They're taking over.
If you're a true Raiders fan, then super chat us to show
Let
us
us
that
know.
you really let your voices be heard. How about that? All right, mock draft coming up here next on the San Francisco 49ers report. If you do send in a super chat, we'll talk about those after, and we'll get caught up on those after this upcoming segment. Excited to talk about some draft prospects here on the show live on the Niners report. Let's get to it. So the draft season is in full swing for all teams across the National Football League, and on today's San Francisco 49ers report, we use Pro Football Focus's NFL Draft Simulator, and I was in the shoes of John Lynch. I'm the general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, making the picks each round, all 7 of them, for the 2023 NFL Draft to address the positions of need for this football team and pick some really good players and bring them to the Bay Area to chase that 6th Super Bowl, because the Raiders would never. You look at the 49ers 2023 draft picks here, some good draft compensation available, although they did give up picks for the Christian McCaffrey trade. Still no first-round pick because of the Trey Lance trade. So the first time without a trade-up that the Niners are going to be on the board, 99th overall in the 3rd round. That's a compensatory pick. Then they're back on the board 2 picks later at 101. Compensatory pick right after that at 102. And you can get some really good players there. No 4th-round picks, but in round 5, you have 3 of them, 155, 164, 173, and then the last 5 picks for San Francisco, round 6 at 216, and then a quadsum of picks in the 7th round, 222, 247, 253, and 255. So what I did here in the shoes of John Lynch, operating in the role as general manager, with the 99th overall pick in the 3rd round, I'm addressing the biggest need on this football team, and I'm getting a player who I believe is going to be able to be a plug-and-play guy and play from day one, holding it down on that right side of the line of scrimmage. And it is Tyler Steen, the right tackle out of Alabama, who has a lot of experience playing in a great system for a great coach, for a great team against the highest level of competition across college football. This is a guy who would be able to play day one. And last year, in 13 games played, 2 sacks allowed, 2 hits for Bryce Young, 19 hurries, a Pro Football Focus run grade of 64.7. The Pro Football Focus run grade isn't spectacular by any means, but I do believe that this guy, once he develops, once he gets acclimated with the pro game, adds a little bit of bulk to his frame. I like his footwork, and I think that's a good foundation to build upon, and he could start ahead of Colton McKivitz or Matthew Pryor at right tackle. Before we continue to move forward with this mock draft, make sure you subscribe to our new NFL Draft channel on top of subscribing to us here on the 49ers Report. We launched this NFL Draft channel, which is awesome. We're able to put up so much content over there. NFL Combine interviews, mock drafts, player prospect breakdowns, and we already have 3,530 subscribers. Head over there. It's youtube.com/chatnfl. At pick number 101, it is another position of need for San Francisco. And in the meantime, right now, Luke Schoonmaker might not play a lot from the jump, but he at least adds to your depth. And at some point, you have to plan for George Kittle starting to age, or you have to plan from moving on from George Kittle just because he's getting a little bit older. He's been somewhat brittle over the last couple of years, and you have to at some point find his replacement. And Luke Schoonmaker is a guy who can be a really good blocker and is a good run blocker, but is also really quick to get out of his routes. Last year with Michigan, they didn't chuck it and air it out a ton, but when he did catch the football, I thought that he was really smooth in doing so. 35 catches for Jim Harbaugh, 418 yards, 3 touchdowns. I love his size, and with that size, I like the speed at that size. He checks in at 6'5", 251 pounds, and he ran a 4.63 40-yard dash. He can block really well, which is what Kyle Shanahan needs from his tight ends in this system because you have to be a dual threat at that spot, and he's really quick to his routes. I like the footwork for him as well. So you be the coach here. What's the biggest area of need on the Niners roster? If you're Kyle Shanahan and you're canvassing this 2023 team right now, what position do you think they need the most? For me, it's right tackle. You let me know. Round 3, 102, as the Niners, 3 picks very, very quickly here in the 3rd round at the tail end of it. We go with another position of need. And a guy who, like Schoonmaker, like Tyler Steen, Jair Brown, the safety out of Penn State, is going to be under team control for the next couple of years. I think all 3 of these guys can either be depth pieces or starters at some point, and you need to bring in quality players to add to that depth, but also groom them to be starters with an expensive roster. I really like Jair Brown at that safety spot. You can really play him all across the football field. Last year for Penn State, I thought he jumped off the screen in multiple games, especially some of the big ones. 74 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks, 4 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. What do those latter numbers tell you? Tackles for loss, sacks, interceptions, and forced fumbles. It means that not only can you put him and insert him into the lineup anywhere, you can utilize him as a chess piece who's very versatile, but he has great instincts and a knack for making big plays in the backfield, but also on that back end. If you want to utilize him and send him home on a blitz package like Talanoa Hufanga, he can rush the quarterback. He's also very good against the run, but on that back end, you can trust him there too. He did test poorly at the NFL Scouting Combine, but I believe he can make up for that with the overall headiness that he has in between the ears. From round 3 to round 5, and what do you know? We're going with another position of need and a guy who at some point can be a future starter. I understand that Jake Brendel signed that contract extension, but for me, Juice Scruggs is too good to pass up on here. Good mobility as a center, and if you get him, quality player, 155 overall in the 5th round, that's really, really good value. I like what he did throughout his career at Penn State. I think that the Nittany Lions, led by James Franklin, I covered this team a lot when I was working in northeastern Pennsylvania. They do as good of a job as any program in the country of getting their guys NFL ready. And in terms of developing NFL talent, they do a spectacular job of that as well. Juice Scruggs, last year with Penn State en route to that really impressive Rose Bowl victory over Utah, 896 snaps, 71.5 overall Pro Football Focus grade, pass blocking grade of 73.6, and a run blocking grade of nearly 70, at 69.9. Very nice. Now, this is not a Big Ten bias here, going with a couple of Michigan and Penn State guys. These are just the BPA approach that I'm taking here. Best player available on the board, and I believe that these guys are very, very solid players who, once again, can be starters, but also at some point depth pieces as well. We stick in round 5, 164, Niners on the clock once again. Viliami Fehoko, the edge rusher out of San Diego State. Can't wait to break this player down because his production last year, I understand it's at a lesser level of competition, but his numbers were really, really good last year for San Jose State. And if we could take a look at him, he was a sack artist last year. Overall Pro Football Focus grade of 90.9. He had 12 sacks, and get this, 50 quarterback hurries to go along with 3 pass breakups. I think pass breakups for a defensive lineman somewhat underrated. It means that you have a good feel and good anticipatory skills to kind of jump up there, read the eyes of the quarterback to bat a pass down. He had the 12 sacks again at a lower level of competition. I get that. But 12 sacks is 12 sacks and had a knack for getting after the opposing quarterback. Let's round out with 4 more picks, because I did make a trade at 253 and 255. San Francisco does not have a lot of open spots on this roster, right? So they don't have a lot of needs at 253, 255, in my opinion, to use those picks. And I do think San Francisco is going to look to shift off of those picks. But round 5, 173, Ronnie Bell, the wide receiver out of Michigan. Round 6, the Niners get another backup and a young quarterback to groom in Dorian Thompson-Robinson out of UCLA. Round 7, Alex Austin, the cornerback out of Oregon State. Another depth piece there who might make the roster, might not. And then round 7, Muhammad Ibrahim, the running back out of Minnesota, who has been used a lot this past year, came off a torn Achilles. We'll take a look at the numbers, but isn't really a pass-catching back, but is a very, very good running back in terms of running the football. First, take a look at Ronnie Bell. Now, he is not the greatest athlete. Russell Gage is kind of a pro comp, a wide receiver who really is just steady. 144 catches throughout his career at Michigan in 41 games played, more than 2,200 yards, 15.5 yards per catch with 9 touchdowns. A steady wide receiver who isn't going to pop off the screen like Juwan Jennings doesn't, right? He's not fast, he's not twitchy, but is a good route running technician and sure-handed. For Muhammad Ibrahim, 320 carries last year. Twice in his career, he had more than 300 carries, 1,665 yards. His workload was massive, and that's coming off, folks, a torn Achilles. 5.2 yards per carry and 20 touchdowns for the Golden Gophers. As for Dorian Thompson-Robinson, for those of you living on the West Coast, big Pac-12 fans, those of you living in NorCal, you've probably become accustomed with DTR over the last couple of years. The growth of him from when he came to UCLA to when he exited, I thought was pretty solid. The bad decision-making is a little bit of a concern for a guy who played so many games, but this guy's a gamer. This guy has swagger. He has confidence. And in this system, I do believe he could be a really good scheme fit. Under Chip Kelly, completed nearly 70% of his passes last year. More than 3,100 yards, 27 touchdowns, 10 picks, 646 rushing yards, and 12 rushing touchdowns. So right there, you're looking at 39 total touchdowns, throwing it and running it for DTR if Kyle Shanahan wants another mobile quarterback who he can continue to develop and groom in this system. I would definitely take a flyer on DTR late in the draft. So that right there, my first official 7-round mock draft for San Francisco during this draft season. Grade it for me now in the comment section, A, B, C, D, or F. All right, we'll give you some shout-outs here. Raider fans are back. Gamer Dude said, that's a good mock draft. Thank you. You can rip me too if you want, like Michael Yukon. Raiders! Michael, thank you for your donation to the show, man. I do appreciate that. But it's Niners all day. Plus, who got the dub in December? San Francisco. PG with the 2. He said Raiders as well. So we had Raider fans infiltrate the chat to a certain degree. But because of the help from Raider Nation, we are up to $545 in Super Chats, and we'll take an updated look as Trizzy takes a swig out of the Fireball bottle, living up to some of those Super Chats. No Super Chat menu today. It's just a Super Chat battle. I was pretty sick last week, so I'm not doing crazy drinking, but we got past $500 in Super Chat, so I did say that I was going to do a
mug chug.
A beer bong, actually.
Oh, the beer bong.
Yeah, we're going to need to get that beer bong.
I have the beer bong, and I have Happy Dad.
The beer bong is here. All right.
Do you want a Happy Dad or a beer?
I'll do the beer. I'll do the beer.
All right, I'll grab you a beer.
Yeah, if we get... No, I got the beer right here.
Oh, you have a beer.
Yeah,
Bet.
I got the beer here.
Bet.
What was I going to say?
If we can... Okay, we're at 547. If we can get to 700... When we get to 751, the second we pass Cowboys, I'll do one.
How about that?
I'll do one.
Okay, cool.
So we got to make it happen. Yeah, Mitchell Renz did do the world's spiciest gummy bear. It's like 9 million Scoville or some shit. It's unbelievable. Jeffrey Kreiser, super chat without the Raiders. Yes, because when we made the graphic, the Raiders weren't live yet. So
yeah, the Raiders weren't live
when
we were getting our show together. Now we can do that if we want to. Some people are saying Mitch almost died.
Yeah, no, like he legit was not doing good. I'm doing the chip with him soon once that gets in the mail, unfortunately. But
whoever does a beer bong with this little thing on it,
you're a cop.
You're a cop.
Facts. Also, got another $2 from Maximo. What's up, Maximo? He's coming in clutch today.
Maximo's coming in clutch.
He's a big dog today.
Lord Buddy Bear, he dropped the gummy bear on the ground first. That's hilarious.
No, swear. He dropped it on the ground. He was trying to pick it up with the fork, and he couldn't pick it up.
There we go.
It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, so the Raiders, they signed off? Okay.
Yeah, I guess they're done.
All right. What was the final number in Super Chats for Raiders?
We can make something work real quick.
Yeah. What was the number for Raiders?
I can finagle something. Somebody can tell us how much they ended with. We can make this work.
Does anybody know how much Raiders ended with? I know that I went on there and I helped Raiders out because I did a shirtless beer bong for $100 Super Chat.
I've done that. It's fun.
So we help each other out here.
One guy
sent in over 1,000. Oh, my gosh.
Somebody want to do that here?
Buddy Bear, you're a legend.
Facts.
Yeah, I do have a Venmo too, by the way, but you look at our Super Chat battle, these are just great numbers for us here as a company, and we appreciate you supporting our company here. Giants Now yesterday, $3,200 in Super Chats. Cowboys report, $750. 49ers report, $547. I will not stand for losing to the Cowboys, and the Raiders don't want to lose to the Cowboys either, right? So if you're a Raider fan and you want to donate to the cause to take down the Cowboys report, hey, we'll certainly take your donations, of course. Here's my beer bong, by the way, for getting past 500.
Chug, 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 chug. Wow, that was impressive.
Oh, NYX sent in $1,100, John Borelli. I did a $100 beer bong for, what's his name? NYX. Yeah, I did that for him earlier today.
Mm-hmm. That was elite.
All right, so 2 more segments to get to. One of them, we're going to be rocking the Jerry Rice jersey for one of them. No spillage, of course, PG. We go hard here just like Mitch goes hard on the Raiders report. Yeah, I mean, shoot, if we get to 700, I'll do a shirtless beer bong again. How about that? Or a shirtless happy dad for 700. We're at 547 right now. Shirtless happy dad for 700.
John Borelli
and Trace does.
Oh, I'm going to do one as well.
He'll do one as well.
I'll do one as well, 100%.
Yeah.
Trizzy, how much to shut off the stream? We can't do that, man.
We don't want to shut off the stream. No, in all seriousness, I'm going to Key West on Friday. So if you want to add to the fund, that's where your Super Chats will help go to. But I got to get cuts for when I'm gone, so we can't shut off the stream. But we're going to have fun, ball out, no doubt. Melon Master Gaming. Shout out to you. Please keep the shirt on from Black Mask. I don't know. A lot of people like it when we take the shirts off. A lot of people like it. So just messing with y'all. Jonathan Lamont, Trey Area is starting unless he stinks it up in the preseason. Yeah, look, I don't think that Brock Purdy is going to be ready for week 1. I just don't envision a scenario in which he's ready. So in that case, you would think that Trey Lance can hold off Sam Darnold. And if he can't, that's a massive problem right there. Maximo! $2 Super Chat. Melon Master saying, I've been a fan for a long time. Thank you so much, brother. Cosmo, Chase, did you see the defensive end we got? I did not. Let me see.
All right, I'm going to make a deal right now. If somebody from Raider Nation sends in $100 Super Chat or more, I'm going to go get the Freedom Funnel. I'm going to do a Freedom Funnel, and then it's going to get wild after we do our next 2 segments, of course.
No moves today for the Niners bringing in a D-end. So I'm not sure which move you're talking about.
Are you gonna rock the Jerry Rice jersey?
I'll do it for the last segment. I'll wear the Jerry Rice jersey for the last segment.
I like that.
That's what I'll do.
Good looks.
Since we got past $500. Like I said, we're $150 away from me. I'll do a shirtless beer bong if we get to 700.
Yeah, Raider Nation, if somebody sends in $100, has to be Raider Nation, sure, I'll do a beer bong and
PG
tequila.
said tequila, $100 super chat,
Sure.
I'll chug some tequila.
Sure.
All right? That's what I'll do for 100. Or I'll just do, let's do this, 700, or we beat Cowboys.
Yes.
How about this?
Beat Cowboys. Beat Cowboys.
Revision. I can make revisions because
It's our show.
I'm in charge of the show. So if we get past the Cowboys report, they got 750 yesterday. If we get past that, we're 200 away. Taking down some tequila, and we're going to do a shirtless beer bong. And then Trace will come on, he'll drink as well. So we're 200 away from that number. Raider Nation, where are you at? Niner Gang, Niner Empire, Faithful, where are you at? In the meantime, let's start to answer some of your questions as well for our next segment there, Trace. Use the hashtag 49ers or Super Chat if you want some questions answered during our next couple of segments here. Hashtag 49ers, better yet, Super Chat. Wet Noodle, did you see Kittle on WWE? I did. The dude is just a sensation. He is so entertaining and an absolute legend. So George Kittle and Pat McAfee, I thought did a great job at WWE. They're great.
They're so entertaining.
Three more Super Chats coming in, and they're all from OGs. What Noodle? Did you see Kittle on WWE?
Elite.
Yep. Lord Buddy Bear. Sorry, bros. I'm saving up for the draft.
All good.
Buddy Bear. Buddy Bear. Buddy Bear. Maximo with the 2. Maximo.
Legend.
Making a little sneaky run here, man. You've got some Super Chat MVP status right now with all the 2s that you keep peppering in there. We saw the 5 as well. So now we're up to 555. We get to 750. That's when things get a little bit crazy here on the show. Bryant Coart's sick. John Wallace was here a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if he still is. And then John Aiello, he's already done his part. Aiello's done his part.
He's put the fan base on his
He's
back.
put the fan base on his back.
Maximo!
Maximo, are you using your dad's credit card, man?
If you are, that's lit.
10 from Maximo. 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 Lyle! I love this one. Nothing finer than a badass Niner. Bang, bang, Niner gang.
That's elite. That's so elite.
Maximo said, indeed I am.
Indeed I am.
Well,
sorry, Dad.
Well, we're sorry, Daddy Maximo.
Sorry, Papa Max.
See, good job by Chualor there. What should we do with our situation? Well, what do you mean, Chualor? Let me know specifically, and of course, we'll try to answer that question. Updated look at our Super Chat battle. The goal here really is to beat the Cowboys report. I mean, Giants now, that was a crazy show yesterday. I don't expect that. But for the 49ers report, got to beat the Cowboys report.
Look at Maximo's mess.
Sorry, Dad, got to support the channel.
I love it.
That is legendary.
Hey, tell your dad that he's also a real one. You're a real one, but he's also a real one.
Your dad's a real one as well.
By the definition, a real one. Elite. Elite stuff here, guys.
Gosh.
Elite stuff here, guys. So remember, hashtag 49ers, send in a super chat if you want to get on the show. Otherwise, I can't put it on. I can't. Oh, son of a gun.
What happened?
I just got a Venmo from John Borelli.
Did you really?
I just got a Venmo from John Borelli.
Nice.
Let me get the graphic. We're gonna do our due diligence. Jesus. Give me one sec, John. I got you. We got to do it right. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right. I'm not a quitter and I'm not a fraud. I refuse to be average.
Borelli. What was the Venmo?
You'll see. All right. Are you ready, Chase?
Yes. Borelli. For Raider Nation and for Trizzy Nation. Wow.
Very nice.
Very nice. So much.
Let me fix very quick. I'm sorry.
That's for you, Trizzy F the Niners. Hey, John. Thanks for supporting my producer and my homie here.
Hey, I appreciate it, John. We're just doing this one. It's a quick graphic.
Oh, no, John. That's not good.
That's definitely not good.
John, we hope you're all right, bro. Do you own a business, John? Is that what you're saying? The Lord's got you, brother.
Oh, no. What happened, John?
He said, I'm still here, but I came under the IRS as a company owner. They raked me, but I trust that the Lord got me.
You got this,
John, you'll be all right.
You'll be all right.
But, John, what business do you have, if you can disclose? Chua, what did I miss today? Oh, we've done a lot, man. Mock draft, talked a little Mac Jones, Trey Lance. We're breaking it all down. 15 away from 600 in supers. If we get to 751, that's the number to beat Cowboys, then we're going to go nuts here. Yeah, F the IRS, for real.
That's good enough.
I got to get my taxes done tonight, actually. John Borelli!
John Borelli, baby.
The legend.
The legend himself. Elite.
So continue to use the hashtag 49ers or Super Chat to get on the show. F the IRS. F the IRS. F the IRS. That's for John Wallace. And PG said it as well. John Borelli. Bang!
There we go. That's the right one. Let's go, John. Legend. Legendary shit right here. So we're at 685 now.
Gamer dude with the question coming in. Cool. We'll answer a lot of those coming up on our next segment. Maximo! That gets us past 600. We're 140 away from taking down the Cowboys report. Maximo! Maximo! Maximo!
He says, I feel gangster right now from all those super chats. Because you are a gangster.
You are a gangster, brother.
Ain't nothing but a Maximo thing, baby.
Richard Deere got a feeling Maximo's going to get in trouble. Hopefully
Ain't
not.
nothing but a G thing, baby. Maximo's in the chat going
Crazy.
Yeah!
Spoken 21, I'm a Raiders fan, but I like Cleveland Ferrell. Guarantee he's going to have 5 sacks this year. In this defense, with Chris Kosaric, the defensive line coach, I'm just telling you, it's going to happen.
145 away.
145 away from passing
we're
the Cowboys
705.
report.
We're at 705 with that $100 Venmo. So we're only
Well,
45. Was it?
It was to you, though. It wasn't to the Niners report.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's to the Saints channel. Sorry
It's
about
to
it.
the Saints channel.
Sorry about it. Thanks,
605.
John. Thanks, John.
So we're still at 605.
Now it's 610. 610.
Oh, man. Come on. John, I feel for you, brother. Maximo, does anybody think I'm a gangster right now?
Yes.
Yes. Everybody
Certified.
type MG for Maximo Gangster.
Thanks, John.
MG for Maximo Gangster. My first year as a delivery driver owner, forgot to give for SSI and some other stuff. Again, thanks, y'all. I'll be good. San Francisco.
Hey.
Maximo, love all of you. Everybody type MG, Maximo the Gangster. We're at 610 now. Got to beat the Cowboys report.
Come on now. Come on now.
3 likes away, too, from 100. So make sure you hit the thumbs up icon, like the video. We still have 2 segments left to get to here. So let's do that real quick. This can be 8, brother. Yeah. Little Key West stasher. So get those questions in, hashtag 49ers. We're down to chop it up a little while. Of course, if you want to send in a super chat as well, we'll answer that too. Do you guys do deals on this Chat Sports? What kind of deals, Damien? Yes, we do. Chatsports.com/49ers draft hats. There's some deals there. Gamer dude, we saw your question. We'll be sure to answer that. Gang, gangster, Maximo for the Niner gang. All right. Next segment coming up, and then for our final segment, because we got past $500, we're rocking the Jerry Rice jersey. Yes, please. All right, let's get to it. Hashtag 49ers. Super chat. Get them in. What's good? Welcome in. You're watching the San Francisco 49ers Report. I'm Chase Sr. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, as always, we appreciate you for supporting the show. Coming up on today's show, really going to dive into all of the latest Niners news, rumors, trade buzz, draft buzz. We put together a bunch of questions that people asked us, and we're going to answer them that have to do with some of the big storylines throughout this offseason for San Francisco. And we do begin with this. Ari Gold, Entourage, great show, by the way. Love the avatar and profile picture. Do you think the 49ers will cut Javon Kinlaw? Now, heading into the offseason, I would have said it's a possibility, but when I went to the Super Bowl and I was on Super Bowl Radio Row, I was putting some feelers out there, and I was asking some people about Javon Kinlaw. More thoughts on that coming up, but first, make sure you subscribe. Here on the 49ers Report, we give you the latest Niners news, free agency, draft, and offseason buzz. Bang, bang, Niner gang, we appreciate you. And if you're coming across the show for the first time, this is why you should subscribe. We do mailbags where we involve our subscribers like this. When breaking news happens, we bring it to you very quickly, and we go deeper than anybody out there. Niners analysis, live shows, watch parties, NFL draft, and free agency coverage as well. Shows every single day. By the time a lot of you are watching this, I'm in Key West, but the content continues. So going back to Ari's question here about Javon Kinlaw, whether or not he could get cut. Certainly a fascinating talking point here throughout this offseason for the Niners because of what he hasn't done since being a first-round pick alongside Brandon Ayuk in the 2020 draft. Heading into the offseason, like I said, would have said it was a possibility, but after what John Lynch said, I'm not sure it happens. He said, quote, "I'm excited about Javon. There's been so much talk about him, but going into an offseason healthy is a big deal for a player. He took 2 or 3 days and was right back out there working out because I think he is so excited." And it's certainly not ideal when a player who was a first-round pick in 24 games has the lack of production that Javon Kinlaw's had. 45 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 5 quarterback hits, 2 sacks. And at South Carolina, before he was drafted, there were some concerns about knee issues and knee injuries. And so far at the NFL level, there have been some knee injury issues rearing its ugly head once again. When I was at the Super Bowl, right? I was reaching out to some people, talking to some people. I was also talking with Matt Mayoko. He said, I'm not sure if the 49ers even traded Kinlaw to another team that he could pass a physical. Now, I've been tagged on a couple of tweets by D-Line Vid. Shout out to them. And they've released some videos of Javon Kinlaw working out. That's great. He looks great. I mean, his physical stature really is ridiculous. He is a physical menace when he's healthy. Hopefully he's able to stay healthy, but because of the cap hit, I do not believe that San Francisco will cut Javon Kinlaw. Will he finally do something big? That's our first poll question on today's show. Let us know down in the comment section. Y for yes, B for bust. Sound off. This one coming in from These Brandon Ayuk trade rumors worry me. Bang, bang. They worry me as well. By the way, I think I get the reference there of the turtle humping the croc, which is an all-time YouTube video. If you haven't seen it, you have to. That's elite level thinking. First it's Ari Gold, then it's the turtle and the croc. Phenomenal. Yes, they worry me too. Only if the 49ers even entertain the thought of trading away Brandon Ayuk. I think he's the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL. I think that he runs some of the cleanest routes among all wide receivers in the NFL. His footwork is absolutely phenomenal. He's a goal line to goal line player. His production has been increasing every year that he's been in the league. And I think people sleep on him as a guy who's just a do-it-all, menace of a route runner, and a guy who's a technician and can just put on the afterburners as well in picking up yards after the catch. Now, you look at the production his first 3 years and his rise. In 2020, 60 grabs, 768 yards, 5 touchdowns. That was a COVID season, right, in which the offseason was limited because of the coronavirus, yet he still masters the offense to a certain degree and has that production as a rookie. Then in 2021, starts the year off in the doghouse, but then ended the season playing great football, 56 catches, 826 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And then in 2022, emerged as the Niners' go-to number 1 wide receiver, surpassed the 1,000 mark threshold for the first time, had a career high in yards, career high in touchdowns, and a career high in receptions. The thought with trading away Ayuk is that maybe you get a first or second round pick, and then you use that pick in this year's draft to get a future right tackle, right? Because at some point, the Niners have to think about the fact that they cannot pay everybody. But that's coming up in a couple of years. He can still be under team control for the next 2 if you exercise that 5th-year option. And then if you do that, you're living in a Super Bowl window right now. Why not just keep Ayuk if you have him under team control for the next 2 years as your number 1 wideout? So let's go, Brandon. Fill in the blank for me. Brandon Ayuk is a top blank wide receiver. Where is he at? You let me know. Now, today's 49ers Report is presented by Fume. You can get 10% off the Journey Pack by using that link at the bottom of your screen. It's tryfume.com/chatsports. What is Fume? Well, I'll tell you. Are you tired of struggling with bad habits? Cold turkey might be great for sandwiches, but there's a better way to break free from those pesky habits. And it does not involve weird mind voodoo or other bizarre tactics. Introducing our sponsor, Fume, an innovative, award-nominated device that helps you kick bad habits to the curb by focusing on the good parts. Fume, all about embracing the natural. It's not electronic, and instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. Best of all, it's free of harmful chemicals and packed with delicious, all-natural flavors. The adjustable airflow dial and movable parts and magnets make it perfect for fidgeting, which can help alleviate stress and anxiety while you break your habit. I wasn't sure what to expect at first, but now I know, and the real ones know. Breaking a habit can be tough, but with Fume, it's easy, enjoyable, even fun. With over 100,000 customers and countless success stories, there's no reason you can't be next. So start your journey today and head to tryfume.com/chatsports. That's tryfum.com/chatsports. Promo code chatsports for 10% off. Maximo with the $20 donation. Thank you so much, brother, for your support of the San Francisco 49ers Report. Wet Noodle 187. Pretty good question here. Do you know if there are any XFL players that we can sign? Man, that's pretty interesting. Ben DiNucci as a backup quarterback maybe is one of them. Josh Gordon as a wide receiver. Abram Smith, a couple of names there. Nobody has really specifically popped out for me. Marquette King is a punter if Mitch Wishnowsky gets hurt at some point. But they're in the XFL for a reason. And I am interested to see, though, if there are any XFL success stories. Gamer Dude, do you think that we will trade up to round 2 to get Cody Mauch out of North Dakota State? Maybe. I like him as your future center. I'm just not sure what the Niners' plans are at center now because they signed Jake Brendel to that contract extension in NFL free agency. Cosmo, with losing some pieces on defense and adding other pieces, you think that we're going to have the number 1 defense? Bang, bang. The 49ers are locked and loaded once again to have a very, very good defense. And last year, they didn't really produce all that many sacks, right? You had Nick Bosa with 18.5 in the regular season. Outside of that, not a lot of sack production. By bringing in a guy like, bringing in a couple of guys along that defensive line, I think that the defensive line is a little bit better, it's a little bit deeper, and the sack production is going to come when you acquire a guy and a couple of guys along there. But I'm still looking for Yannick Ngakoue, right? Why can't the Niners bring in Yannick Ngakoue, who every year he's been in the league, he's had at least 8 sacks. So if you bring in a player like that, opposite of Nick Bosa, at that edge rusher spot, that also gives you some more sack production. But Javon Hargrave, 4-year, $84 million deal, man. 11 sacks last year. The year before that, he was awesome. That sack production coming from defensive tackle. So, again, he's a player on top of the other guys like a Cleveland Ferrell. You're able to stack depth along that defensive line. And I think this Niners defense, you lose a Jimmy Ward, you lose an Azeez Al-Shire, but you still return a lot of players. And you still have the Defensive Player of the Year, the reigning one in Nick Bosa. I do think that they're going to be good once again. And Steve Wilkes is a fantastic defensive coordinator. When I talked to Jay Glazer, Fox Sports Insider from the Super Bowl, he had said, look, a lot of people in league circles think that could be the coaching hire of this offseason. And we'll see. I think he's a great defensive mind. Bay Area season. Ceiling and floor for the record next year. If there's bad quarterback play and a lot of injuries, who's to say that they won't have a bad year after making it to back-to-back NFC championship games and playing so deep into each of those seasons, which does take a toll on the body. So, if they have a lot of injuries and bad quarterback play, the season can go down the toilet very, very quickly. What is the ceiling? Because that's the floor. The ceiling is the number one seed in the NFC. You win the NFC outright. I think that you're competing with Philadelphia, Dallas, Detroit for the top spots in the NFC, making it back to the Super Bowl and winning it. That's the ceiling. Timmy Free, how much do you think Purdy's injury affects his arm strength, especially considering that he already had a subpar arm, according to many, before the injury? Great question there, Timmy Free. And according to many, look, we all know that with how he threw the football and how he was able to spin it. I thought that he threw with good touch and accuracy, but does he have a Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen level arm? No. But does Joe Burrow have a bazooka either? No. What I'm really concerned, maybe not as much of the arm strength, but when you have an elbow surgery and an elbow injury like that, does it affect your accuracy at all? And if his accuracy gets taken away, on top of some of the arm strength, to fit that ball into some tight windows, that's, of course, a big, big concern. That's why I'm not rushing him back. Gamer Dude, do you think Christian McCaffrey will have 14 touchdowns this year? Total touchdowns? I think so. I totally think that's possible. He was so good last year, and the Niners offense was so good after the trade. They averaged more than 30 points per game. It did not lose a game when he started outside of the NFC Championship game. Special player. He's been putting in that work this offseason. Appreciate him for coming on the 49ers Report back during that Super Bowl week. I expect him to have another big and monster splashy 2023 season. So are you doing good today? Let us know here on our mailbag. G for good, B for bad, O for okay. By the time you watch this, like I said, I'm probably in Key West. So I'm doing great. Let us know. All righty. What is up with the homies in the comment section? Maximo, he's good. Lord Buddy Bear, you're bad? Why, Buddy Bear? Gamer Dude is good. Happy to hear that. Bay Area, pretty good. Buddy Bear, why are you doing bad? That's not what we want. Lyle, is it because the Raiders Report isn't live right now? John Wallace with the 5. Who's that safety you mentioned? Jair Brown. He was on our mock draft out of Penn State. And is Yannick Ngakoue going to cost too much? No, because he doesn't have a market. So I think that you can get him for a really affordable price. I believe I heard of that safety and another DB or safety. I think that would be great. Yeah, safety would be great. Yannick Ngakoue would be awesome. At this point, I don't think they're going to explore unless they can get him 1-year deal for very cheap. But they brought in Cleveland Ferrell. They brought in Alex Barrett. They have Javon Hargrave. They spent a lot of money there. Maximo with another 5. We are $111 away from taking down the Cowboys report from yesterday. Maximo with 5. Maximo. Yeah, get better, Buddy Bear. Cool. So coming up next, we're going to do one more segment. Let's talk draft. Let's talk offseason. Let's talk 2023 season. Rapid fire. How many great questions can you come up with by the time that Trace goes to the bathroom and comes back? Yep, 110 away from 750. That ties the Cowboys report. 111 from taking them down. So by the time that Trace goes to the bathroom and comes back, how many great questions can we get? How many great questions can we get? Come on, get them in. Gamer Dude coming in with 1. Lord Buddy Bear chewing on cough drops that expired in 2015. You know what? I'm calling cap on some of the expiration dates on some of these things. I think that some of these things don't go bad. Instead, they put an expiration date on it so that then you buy their products again. That's my theory. Anyone enjoying baseball so far, Bay Area season? I am. I love baseball. Ooh, wet noodle. I love that. Can you use hashtag 49ers? Use hashtag 49ers there, Wet Noodle, as we have here. Therefore, Trace is able to filter through all of your questions, and we'll get those answered. Next on the show, we're putting on the Jerry Rice jersey. Yes, we are. Lyle! 20! That gets us to 660. We're closing in on the Cowboys report. 90 away from beating them. Hashtag 49ers or Super Chat. Get those questions in. We have one more mailbag left, and I'm rocking the Jerry Rice jersey. John Borelli, Buddy Bear will be good for the Raiders report. He's always good for the Raiders report, right, Borelli? So are you. Maximo said, someone send Chase $100 in Super Chats. Hey, we won't say no. Timmy Free using the hashtag 49ers. Wet Noodle. There it is. What do you see Drake Jackson doing this year? Love it. By the way, I think that Drake Jackson, Wet Noodle, he has to have a big year if the 49ers don't bring in another edge rusher. Because right now, he's your starting edge. And that's why you drafted him in the second round. You took him there, banking on the fact that he was going to be able to develop. I'd say in the first half of the season, he certainly had some flashes. NFL preseason, I like the way that he played. But Kyle Shanahan even said, toward the tail end of the year, got a little bit tired because the workload from college to the NFL, there's a massive difference there with the games being played. So, hopefully, he's able to make that jump. Baby Cakes, use the hashtag 49ers, my guy. Definitely hit that. Definitely hit that. All right, I'm going to put on this Jerry Rice jersey here.
Jerry Rice, Jerry Rice, Jerry Rice, Jerry Rice. Get the 80s in the chat. Get the 80s pumping. Get them going. I need 80 different times from each person. Okay? Got it? Good. We're just go. 3, 2, 1, go. Just get the chat going. We're also $90 away from passing the Cowboys report. Is that Jerry Rice?
Jerry Rice is here.
Is that Jerry or is that Chase Sr.?
Jerry Rice is here.
It's so elite.
Jerseys, elite.
Fire emojis, please. Get the fire emojis going.
Jerry, the GOAT. The GOAT. Give me those 80s. Speaking of 80, we're almost $80 away from beating the Cowboys report if we get another $20 Super Chat. We're at 660. Let's update the graphic there, Triz. And if we get to 700, it's a beer bong, shirtless, if we beat the Cowboys report. Y'all asked for it, right? That's what we'll do. 16 Bar King! There he is! 16 Bar King, checking in. We appreciate you, my guy. 16 Bar King. I ain't going to sing. I'll spit these bars. Baby Cakes is always in the chat, and he's always going to Mars. Some might say that the 49ers report goes so hard. But I say, you know what? We're getting there because we're driving that car.
Yes, sir! Let's go!
When's the draft again for Bay Area season? Final Thursday of this month. April 27th?
I think.
Yes. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
27th.
Give me those 80s. Here's a look. Super Chat battle. We're 70 away from overtaking the Cowboys report. 70 away. We beat them in the postseason. Can the Niners beat the Cowboys once again here at Chat Sports? Let's go. It only takes one. Maximo on Daddy's credit card. Maximo! Sergio, have you seen the Rodgers trade rumors? I have. Very fascinating. We're going to talk about that tomorrow.
Maximo.
Maximo. Maximo. Maximo. One more segment left to get to.
We're 50 away!
Maximo the Gangster, we're 50 away from taking down the Cowboys report. Here, I'll start the poll here now. I'll do the poll question. Who would you rather have, by the way, our poll question? Who would you rather have, Trey Lance, Mac Jones? 73% to 27%. So I'm going to do Lord Buddy Bear! Maximo's leaving. We appreciate you, Maximo. All right, once we get to 750.
Maximo said I might be back later.
All right, Maximo.
We might still be here. We should get to 1,000. That'd be lit. And he said, wait, hold on. You know what? He said, just like DJ Khaled, another one.
So our new poll question, once we beat the Cowboys report, shirt on, shirt off. Get your votes in right now.
This is a good question for Buddy Bear. First jersey. Mine was a Woodson 24. Doesn't fit anymore, but I still have it.
That's a great one, man.
That is a good one.
First jersey, that's great. I think mine was Ricky Waters.
Really?
No cap.
Mine was
Ricky Waters and Irving Fryer. I loved John Elway, though, when I was a kid. I didn't get his jersey, I don't believe, though. But that's the first Super Bowl I remember watching.
I think
John Elway against Brett Favre in the late 90s.
Oh, that's
See you, Maximo. That's a great jersey, buddy. Yes, it is, Borelli.
Remember the Max Gangster. Yeah.
Maximo.
Ain't nothing but a
Max the Gangster.
Baby. Maximo when the chat going crazy.
60% shirt on. All right. Continue to vote. Here's our look. 43 away from beating the Cowboys report.
Come on. Shimone.
Ronnie Lott wet noodle. That's a good one.
Oh, that is a good one.
Maximo, we may or may not be live, but either way, do what you got to do. Mine was Jerry Rice and T.O. from Lyle. Nice. 707. Can we beat the Cowboys report?
We have to. We have to.
Steven, first time super chatter today, had Joe Montana. That's a GOAT jersey. That's the jersey that we're getting John Aiello, by the way. He didn't want his custom jersey. He wanted a Joe Montana jersey. Yeah. All right, let's do our final segment of the show. That's why I'm wearing this Jerry Rice 80 jersey. So that's coming up to round things out. Dante Tobin! Bang! Bang! Niner gang! Dante. What a guy. That gets us to 710. We're 40 away. All right. Now we're going to get to our mailbag. Here we go. This is the San Francisco 49ers report by Chat Sports, and I'm Chase Sr. Thanks to all of you who sent in those super chats during our last live show. That's why I'm wearing the number 80 Jerry Rice jersey to celebrate 80,000 subscribers. Really appreciate that. We made a deal with the people that if we got to a certain amount in super chats, I'd throw on the jersey. And speaking of 80, because we recently surpassed 80,000 subscribers, when I come back from Key West, we're going to celebrate that. Announcement on our community tab. We'll make an announcement here on the 49ers report. It's going to be a great time. I want to see everybody tuned in, all of our OGs hopping on board, joining the show. That's a programming announcement. 16 Bar King coming in with the $50 donation. That's another reason why we do it for the faithful. Kick rocks the Cowboys, agony in defeat. We love you, 16 Bar King. You are the man. Let's continue to move forward with this mailbag, take some of your questions, and, of course, talk about all these off-season storylines here. We could talk about some of those other ones there, too, Trace. Great success. I like this one. Borat, phenomenal movie. Do you think the 49ers could trade up in the NFL draft? I do think so, and if they do, let's go to this next question, too, because this one coming in, who are some tackles that the 49ers could target? I want to combine these two questions because I think if San Francisco does trade up, it could be for one of the right tackle still on the board. Now, where are they going to trade up to? Is it going to be the first round, second round, earlier in the third round? That's really what you have to decipher. Trash Can Supply Co., Astros, FM. I see what you did there. These are some right tackle prospects who you'd have to trade up to in the first round to get. Paris Johnson, Peter Skoronski, Anton Harrison, Broderick Jones. But then these players here might be available a little bit earlier, or if you don't trade up, could be available too for San Francisco when their pick comes around at number 99. Darnell Wright out of Tennessee, Jalen Duncan out of Maryland, Matthew Bergeron out of Syracuse, and McClendon Curtis, the guy out of Chattanooga who I tend to really like, could be a day 3 guy. So those are some guys who the Niners could either trade up for, or if they don't trade up for, could still be on the board when 99 comes around. I do think that right tackle, a massive, massive need for the Niners because they still don't have that spot locked down. Bay Area season. Chances of getting Lamar or possibly trading away Lance for Lamar, I'd say that the chances are very, very slim. And keep in mind that this video coming out as I'm in Key West as of this recording. Lamar Jackson has not been dealt. But for Lamar, it's fascinating, man, how he doesn't have a market. It's fascinating that he still doesn't have a contract extension. The guy is 26 years old. He's won an MVP, more than 70% of his starts. He's a special player. There has been some buzz that maybe if the Ravens were to move off of Lamar Jackson and not bring him back, not sign him to a long-term deal, maybe they could make a trade for Trey Lance, because at that point, who's your quarterback going to be? I'm a believer in Lance. I still think he has untapped potential. I think that he can be a special player. He just needs the experience. More of your questions coming up, but first, Fume is where it's at if you're trying to kick a bad habit. 10% off the Journey Pack at tryfume.com/chatsports. Are you tired of struggling with bad habits? Cold turkey might be great for sandwiches, but there's a better way to break free from those pesky habits, and it does not involve weird mind voodoo or other bizarre tactics. Introducing our sponsor, Fume, innovative, award-nominated device that helps you kick bad habits to the curb by focusing on the good parts. Fume, all about embracing the natural. It's not electronic, and instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. Best of all, it's free of harmful chemicals and packed with delicious, all-natural flavors. The adjustable airflow dial and movable parts of the magnets make it perfect for fidgeting, which can help alleviate stress and anxiety when you break your bad habit. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I was pleasantly surprised by the taste, the feel, and the look of Fume. Breaking a bad habit, it can certainly be tough, but with Fume, it's easy, enjoyable, and even fun. With over 100,000 customers, including us here at Chat Sports, and countless success stories, there's no reason why you can't be next. So it's tryfum.com/chatsports. Don't forget to use the code ChatSports for 10% off your order. We're going to put the link in the comment section and in the description of this video. It's tryfum.com/chatsports. Here it is right here. 10% off the Journey Pack. Adjustable airflow. You can fidget with this. It's cool, tastes good, and it helps you kick that bad habit. Gamer Dude, should we get Brian Burns in a trade package? Love Brian Burns. Brian Burns is an absolute stud. I think that Burns and Nick Bosa, if they were to team up, it's obviously a dream scenario. It would be the best edge rushing combination in the NFL. Brian Burns is elite, so too is Nick Bosa. And for Bosa, why I've been crying all offseason for the Niners to get him a very good edge rusher opposite of him is because the last month of the year, regular season and in the playoffs, he didn't register a sack. Why is that? I think he got a little bit tired dealing with all those double teams. You have a guy like Brian Burns, you can't double team either of them because one of them going to run wild after the opposition. What Noodle 187? What do you see Drake Jackson doing this year? I think that he's going to make a leap. And for Drake Jackson, he needs to make a leap. This is a guy who the Niners drafted in the second round out of USC. He flashed for me in the preseason and to start the regular season. I thought it was interesting that Kyle Shanahan said that he got DNP'd a couple of times and was out of the lineup, and his production fell off because he ran out of stamina, ran out of gas. That switch from college football and a shorter slate as compared to the 17-game schedule and then 3 more playoff games, it's certainly tough. And Drake Jackson struggled during that. PG confirmed Mac Jones headed to the Niners. I don't think it's going to happen. Kyle Shanahan and this front office, they looked into taking him in the 2021 draft. Kyle Shanahan even said it was between Mac Jones as well as Trey Lance. They went Trey Lance, and obviously up to this point, it hasn't worked out. I think that Mac Jones does have potential to be a Jimmy Garoppolo type of quarterback, middle-tier guy who's maybe in that range of 14, 15, 16. I think that Trey Lance, though, has more potential to be better than that. So would you trade for Mac Jones? Let us know down in the comments. T for trade. M for Mac is mid, meaning he's middle of the pack guy. No, you don't have to trade for him. 21, NC Dorado. Is it true that the Niners reportedly ready to pursue Aaron Rodgers if the Jets fail to make the trade? Some buzz about that. By the time you're watching this, we already talked about it here on the show. Craig Carton kind of threw out there that if the Jets trade falls apart, look out for the Niners to pounce. Now, I don't think that that's a report, but certainly interesting nonetheless. Do you want the Niners to trade for Rodgers now? Couple of different quarterback trades here on the show that people are asking about. T for trade or P for pass. As you venture down there, don't forget to subscribe. Timmy Free, who will replace Azeez Al-Shire? Should we invest in another linebacker in the draft? That wouldn't surprise me. Who's going to replace him, though? I believe it's going to be Marcelino McCrary-Ball, who played cornerback and then made the switch to linebacker while at Indiana. He's a good player. He picked off Jordan Love in the preseason last year in 2022 off a deflected pass. And I think the Niners were content and cool with letting Azeez Al-Shire get his money with the Tennessee Titans, knowing that Marcelino McCrary-Ball could step into his shoes and play good ball. You have Fred Warner. You have Dre Greenlaw. So it's not like you need another star-studded linebacker. It was more of a luxury to have a guy like Azeez Al-Shire. Jonathan Lamont. Can we not draft a running back in the third round of the draft? Shoot, if there's a good back on the board, I'm not going to rule it out. Look, it was last year where they took Ty Davis-Price. Year before that, Trey Sermon. Isn't it pretty wild? Trey Sermon no longer on this team. It's not a guarantee that Ty Davis-Price is going to be on this team. Now, I like the pick. I had him going to the Niners in one of my mocks. I think that he can be a pretty solid player. The jump cut ability on top of the physicality certainly is appealing to me. But, yeah, I understand. Another running back in the third round, not necessarily ideal. I also really like Jordan Mason, so I don't think you need to take a running back at all. Logan, good to hear from you. Chase, would you be mad or excited if the Niners drafted Jonathan Mingo? I'd be cool with it. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm kind of indifferent. I don't really have a reaction in which, I would go crazy or not. 21 years old, 6'2", solid size. I like what he did at Ole Miss. He will be available, I believe, for the 49ers in day 3, I would think, unless some team falls in love with him and they snatch him in round 2. Make sure you give me a follow on Instagram as well as Twitter at Chase_Senior. Like I said, by the time you're watching this, I'm in Key West. Hit me up, DM me. Say, hey, Chase, how's the beach? How's the clear water? How's it going? I'll say, it's going great. Or, as some people say here at Chat Sports, good. And I'll get back to you. Appreciate y'all. Peace. Eloise. 49ers should give Tom Brady a 1-year deal, and we're going back to the Super Bowl. If Tom Brady gets that itch and Brock Purdy's elbow is effed, I'm doing it. Let me just say it. I'm doing it.
You could almost say if Tom Brady has an itch and Brock Purdy has a tickle in his elbow, got to get this thing going.
How about it?
There you go.
How about it? All right, we did get past the Cowboys report. We'll update you on those tallies. And that was really our big goal for today, was to get past the Cowboys report. We did it. 759 to 750. Giants now, that's just a different level. That show is an all-timer. 3,200. Let's take a look at 16 Bar Kings. I know we popped up his super chat a little bit earlier. Give me one of those happy dads over there. Gonna beer bong a happy dad. Gonna beer bong a seltzer here. 16 Bar King. Kick rocks, Cowboys. Agony and defeat. 16 bars. We love you, man.
Agony and defeat. You know the king is coming. The Cowboys report. They all just thumbing. We counting our cash. They're bouncing them checks. I'ma hit up a Cowboys fan's girl, and y'all know what comes next.
408 West is in the building. 16 Bar King, agony in defeat. 16 Bar King, always spitting on the beat.
Trizzy with the bar. Borelli, you know I got you, baby. You know I got you.
John Borelli, Trizzy with the bar? Hell yeah.
Bars.
John Borelli, are you going to go live on Warriors Today for the playoffs? Viewer of Warriors Today, John Borelli, we appreciate you even more. That channel is unbelievable. I love doing shows on there. Yes, I do think so. Here's the thing, Borelli. Not sure if it'll go live on Warriors Today or our Chat Sports main channel, because sometimes those watch parties during the NBA playoffs, they can do 500,000 or more views. So maybe we do like main and then simulcast it on Warriors Today. Either way, though, you can expect some Warriors watch parties, I imagine. All right, here we go. We beat the Cowboys report, and I'm looking at the votes here. Once we beat the Cowboys report, shirt on, shirt off, 62% said shirt on. So I'm leaving it on because the jersey stays. So we'll end the poll. Jersey stays.
Chug, 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 chug. Damn. He Control-Alt-Deleted that drink. 408 West!
408 West, he's
the
back!
King!
408, I used to have a San Francisco Giants hat growing up. That thing is fresh. Nice threads, Chase. Hey, man, had to do it.
It's sick. It's sick.
Really thanks to John Aiello. He got us past $500, but everybody else too. I said, if we got past 500, we debut the Jerry Rice jersey. When I get back from Key West, we will celebrate 80,000 subscribers. Logan, chug, chug, chug. That's what we did.
Gang, gang, gang. Should we go for 800?
Yeah, we're 31 away. 31 away from 800.
Do we go 800?
Let's do this.
We should.
If you want us to stay live, the Super Chat shot clock is on. If you send in a Super Chat within 2 minutes.
I can do the clock.
You can do it.
I can do the clock graphic. 1 second. Where is it? Ah, here it is. How long do we want?
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
2 minute shot clock. We'll put it on the screen here. Makes it easier for you all to see. What's up, OG?
About to head out.
Cool.
You good?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Coffee's done.
Cool.
Wednesdays I'm more free, so if I find time I can do those studies too.
Sweet. Thanks.
Thank you.
Enjoy the workout.
Thank you.
Peace.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
2 minute shot clock. If you want to extend the show,
Come on.
gotta send in a super within 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Dos. 31 away from 800. 269. Very nice.
Very nice a match. Did you like those? Did you like those?
Richard
pants?
Deere, I think Gangsta Maximo had about 60. He did. He was up there.
He's up there.
He was up there.
Did you like those mailbag plants?
Yes.
Was that good?
Quality. Gamer dude.
Big-
Oh.
Underrated trash can supply co. It's a good one. The
Wait, what'd you say?
question? Underrated name? Trash
Yes,
can
yes,
supply
yes.
co. It's a good one.
Hey.
Bye.
See ya. John
Yeah,
Borelli said,
Sam.
peace, Trizzy.
Deuces, brother. Good to see you, my guy.
Who dat? Chase, I'll see you on Warriors. Thanks, Borelli.
Borelli, feel free to hang out, come kick it with Chase and I anytime, my friend.
Yes, sir. 408 West.
Oh, we reset?
Reset the shot
Reset
clock.
that dang clock.
Reset that clock.
That's elite. I love that we have this graphic, honestly.
Oh, it's awesome.
Makes our lives so easy. Who's the week
408
one
West.
quarterback?
Trey Lance.
I'd agree.
Trey Lance is the week 1 quarterback. It's not going to be Brock Purdy. Quote me. I don't think that he comes back in time. I just don't see why he would want to rush it to risk his career and why the Niners would want to rush it if they think that he's that guy.
Yeah.
So I'm going Trey Lance. He has a pretty good training camp, good preseason. Hopefully Kyle Shanahan puts him in a position to succeed, and he's the week 1 guy. I mean, if you can't fend off Sam Darnold, then you're a bust. Because Sam Darnold's been a bust. Richard Deere, need the jersey as the background. What do you mean? This would be a cool background, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Number 80?
With like the black outline, I think that would look like especially cool.
Thanks, gamer dude.
Thanks, gamer.
Logan, how long do you think the Niners Super Bowl window will last? I'd say another 3 to 5 years with this core. Things change very, very quickly in the NFL, but Nick Bosa's still young, Fred Warner's still young, Mooney Ward's young, Talanoa Hufanga, the quarterbacks are young. Christian McCaffrey's been in the league for a minute, but he's still young. Elijah Mitchell's young, Debo, Ayuk young. Hopefully the Niners address tight end in the NFL draft. You get a young tight end there. Trent Williams, though, getting a little bit older, so that's why there are some concerns there. 408 West again! Bang! I think Trey gets traded on draft night. Yeah, I talked about that on Sunday's show. Could totally happen. Could totally happen. Look, if the Niners are blown away by an offer, I think they will trade him. And then they draft a quarterback like Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Stetson Bennett, Clayton Tune, somebody along that line who you have for a very – Jake Haener is another guy I like. You have for a very affordable price. And Trey Lance, $10 million. So you save a lot of money in trading him away.
So Richard Deere, he says, we need some Niners props in the studio. So I think he meant like you should hang the jersey behind you and stuff.
Well,
you know how like some podcasts
49ers report, you see?
Have all that. Yeah, how are we going to not see the name?
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Channel. But elite idea.
49ers report background right here.
It's a cool background.
Hey, we're 16 away from 800.
Come on.
We reset the shot clock once again.
Come on.
Lord Buddy Bear, Haener going to be a Raider, hopefully. Yeah, won't have to travel far from NorCal
Jake
to Las
Haener,
Vegas.
Fresno State legend. Is he Fresno State?
Fresno State.
Fresno State, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Just like former Raiders quarterback Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
Fresno State.
Yeah, how about that, Lord Buddy Bear? 2 Fresno State quarterbacks.
Very nice.
Or is it? Raider fans don't like
Could
Derek
be
Carr.
very
Or
nice.
at least a large fraction of them. Would you like Rodgers to San Francisco? I would, man. Go all in. Fuck it. Go all in.
What's the most you'd give up for Aaron Rodgers?
Here's the thing.
Like,
they don't
what
have a
would you think
first-round
would be
pick this
realistic?
year, and they don't have a second-round pick. So that's a concern. So
Give up a.
you'd also have to clear up a bunch of money, but can you do that with a Kittle restructure, a Trent Williams restructure?
Brandon Ayuk. You don't need to pay him yet.
You don't need to pay Ayuk yet. Michael! We're 11 away.
Hey, the shot,
11 away from 800.
Just in the nick of time, too.
Just in the nick of time.
Like, could not have been closer.
Reset the shot clock again.
There's
Just
only
in
one
case you
nation.
forgot, there's only one nation. It's Raider Nation. You know what's better than a nation? An empire. Niner Empire. Lord Buddy Bear. He likes the Fresno State 2.0. Look, Derek Carr is still probably the best quarterback in the history of the Raiders, right? 5/3 from 23 is what 408 West said, and a first from 2024 for Rodgers.
5/3.
So they have 3/3. So I'd give up 3/3 and a first. That's what I would do for sure.
I'd do that.
Next year's first for Aaron Rodgers? Because you imagine he's going to be playing on next year's team, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I'd do that.
Would the Packers say yes? What's the Jets offer? That's what I want to know. And why is this taking so damn long?
We have questions, Aaron. We need answers.
Exactly. Eloise, bang,
TJ
bang,
had this
Niner
chair.
gang. 11 away from 800, 45 seconds
Come on.
left on the
Don't
shot
make us
clock.
sign off.
We're coming down to the wire.
Don't make us sign off. Come on now. We want to hang out.
It is pretty wild how some people like Aaron Rodgers among the faithful. Others do not at all.
Would you rather have Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady?
Gamer dude, Sam Laporta, good player. I'd rather have Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
For 1 year, yeah. Michael Yukon, Empire. That's what it is, man. 15 seconds left. Can we get to 800?
Let's go.
We're
Come on.
11 away.
Reset the clock.
There's 2 from Buddy Bear.
In the nick of time.
We reset the clock.
Buddy Bear
Paca, more dependable. Let's go.
says, I think Carr will do well in New Orleans. I agree. They need a quarterback. He is a quarterback. Were there better options out there? Not in free agency. That being said,
Logan, Ken
We'll see.
Stabler, the best Raiders quarterback ever?
maybe. Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, Rich Gannon,
Maybe.
he won MVP, right? Delaware legend.
Maybe.
But that was a very short sample size. All right, we're 9 away.
Who's going to do it? Who's going to do
Let's
it?
update the weigh-in 3 there,
Who's going to
Trizzle.
do it?
Carlitos, saludos desde Cartago, Costa Rica. Costa Rica! In the house.
Jamarcus
I went
Russell
to
was
Costa
good.
Rica one time. We're past 800. Paca, Jamarcus Russell, the GOAT. Yeah, the Combine GOAT. The Pro Day GOAT. Of him slinging the rock. Lyle! 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 Lyle!
Woo!
That's awesome, man. We just reset the clock once again. Sheldon, we need Brian Burns. I
That'd be
need Brian
so
Burns.
elite.
I need Brian Burns on the Niners like I need air. Still young, pretty affordable, great player. Him and Nick Bosa, good night. You go up against a Patrick Mahomes, a Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl, Josh Allen. You know what they fear? Having no time in the pocket. You know how that happens? Brian Burns and Nick Bosa. Richard Deere, I don't think we have the ability to trade for Burns. It would probably take a player mixed in there. Like, let's say this, right?
Send him back, Christian
If the
McCaffrey.
Panthers get a quarterback and they want a number 1 wide receiver,
Send him
and you
Debo?
want Brian Burns,
Debo?
Brandon Ayuk?
Brandon Ayuk?
Can I interest you in Brandon Ayuk? If you trade away Brandon Ayuk to get Brian Burns, would you do that? Greatest Niner? Ooh. I might go Jerry Rice, dude.
It's got to be Jerry.
What he did in that era of the NFL when it wasn't an aerial game and when defenses could lay you out and take your head off and the sustained production, I have to go Jerry Rice. This man. It's got to. But Joe Montana, it's tough to pass up on, man, because it's the quarterback position. Shot clock, you see it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll see if anybody sends in a super on delay. It does happen sometimes. If not, we'll sign off. It's been an incredible day here on the 49ers Report. Incredible day. Logan, we have Chris Kosaric. We should be fine. That's true. I mean, he can get 5 sacks out of Cleveland Furl. Even if we did get Brian Burns, we couldn't win when we had the Smith boys. Justin and Alden were awesome. Awesome. It's unfortunate that they couldn't stay paired up longer. Alden Smith, one of the greatest what-ifs in the history of the NFL. Baby cakes, blaze up. All right, we're going to sign off here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. What a day. Thanks to everybody who sent in a super chat. Y'all are the best, man. It was a blast. 4 segments down in the canister while having some fun. Just got to be built different out here. If you want to send me a Venmo, you see it, at Chase_Senior. Let me just check to make sure nobody sent one, because I want to give you a shout out if that's the case. Nobody did. Just the supers. Awesome. All right. Signing off. We out. Raider Nation, thanks to you for watching as well. You came over from Mitch's stream. We always like to support one another here at Chat Sports because we're one big family. And, of course, to the Niner Empire, we appreciate you as well. It's been the 49ers Report for producer Trizzy Trace. I am Chase Sr. For the faithful, I'm out. Peace.